Hello, I am Craig Russell, and I am delighted and honoured to be one of the shortlisted authors for the 2019 Wilbur Smith Adventure Writing Award. I like to think that just about everything, in fact, everything that I have written, has been informed by the spirit and tradition of adventure writing. Unfortunately, in today's marketing-dominated publishing environment, adventure writing has lost its distinctive place as a genre largely. But I like to think that it is very much alive and well in spirit in all kinds of thriller writing, or I should say in all kinds of good thriller writing. Because I think that the essence of adventure should be dominant in any thriller, whether it's a political thriller, a gothic thriller, a science fiction thriller. The essential element of protagonists engaging a journey across a landscape, whether that be an actual topographical landscape or a psychological landscape, that is alien and threatening to them, and it involves a journey where they encounter challenge and peril. So it is very much still alive, I feel, in thriller writing, and hopefully readers can perceive that in my writing. There is absolutely no doubt that thriller writing has played a huge influential role on me as an author. And that basically goes back to childhood and adolescence, growing up with the stories of Robert Louis Stevenson and particularly John Buchan. In my Lennox series of novels, my protagonist engages in a very Buchan-esque pursuit across the Highland landscape. So authors like Stevenson and Buchan played a huge formative part in my background. I think one of the novels which convinced me at a very early age to become an author was Barry England's Figures in the Landscape, which was nominated, shortlisted for the very first Booker Prize, which very, very much embodied all of the elements of classic adventure writing, while strangely exploring in great depth the psychology of the protagonists. I would say that yes, I have had many adventures that have informed my writing. Obviously, in my background, I served as a police officer, but even outside that experience, I have had experiences which were not just adventurous, but quite traumatic as well. But as these involve real people and real events, I tend not to discuss them publicly. I mean, I am a notoriously private person that way. But paradoxically, these things do reveal themselves. There's no doubt about it. They do reveal themselves. They're manifest in the stories that I tell. But as far as the devil aspect is concerned, I can say with absolute certainty that I have never been confined in a high security institution for the criminally insane in Central Europe or anywhere else, as far as I can remember. As I've said, I think that in all adventure writing, a strong sense of place is very, very important. In what I write, a sense of time and place is very important. Most of what I write is set in the past. It has a historical context. And for me, that is an essential element to get right. John le Carre famously and absolutely correctly said, when he was discussing his writing of spy novels, was that it was not his job to be authentic. It was his job to be credible. And I adhere to that credo. I think that it is very, very important that when you transport a reader to a different time and place, that they never doubt the credibility of it, and that they are transported fully to it. And that, by its very nature, involves huge amounts of research, which I think you're either that type of writer or you're not. For me, I love writing. Writing is the greatest joy in my life, and research is second only to that. I thoroughly enjoy the research, and it is, for me, a completely immersive experience. I do get very much involved in the not just the culture and the history of the time I'm writing about, but also the psychology. The way people thought about things, and very often to do that, I actually use physical props, if you like. I'm not a great fan of doing research on the internet. For me, sitting with a newspaper from the period and the place I'm talking about makes it is my way to building a credible world with as much authenticity as I can manage.